The only way to do great work. Yeah. Please come. There's a front seat. Yeah, please come. Yes. Vehicle is in the middle of the entrance. Yeah, there's a vehicle number 124197. Mitsubishi Pajero. Vehicle stuck the road. 124197. Huh? Yeah. The only way to do great work is love what you do. I believe all Toastmasters gather here. They are in love their work, and because of that, they came here this busy Saturday evening. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Please give a round of applause to all the people come here. Toastmasters will start on time. Okay. Today we have combined 4 events into one. What are the 4 events? Chief Judges Training, farewell to our beloved distinguished Toastmaster Anta Samantha. Not only that, live stream of World Champion of Public Speaking, and last one, the informal judging contest for to practice and test your judging skills. And dinner. Yeah, most importantly, dinner. Dinner is ready. Before we dive in, I want to recall our district missions to build new clubs and support all the clubs in achieving excellence. To ensure the smooth session, I would like to recall our few ground rules. First, today there's no fire drill. If you heard any emergency alarm, that means serious issue. Okay. So exit points are mentioned in the green lights. Please follow the exit points, and we are in the second floor. Please don't use the lift, and use the stairs, and it will guide. And restrooms are in the right side. In the passage, if you go, you will find the restroom. And prayers rooms are in the ground floor. For ladies and gents, both prayers room in the ground floor. To minimize any distraction, I kindly request from all of you, please silence your mobile. We have mobile, no? Please silence your mobile before start the session. And it's my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer for tonight. She's known her calm demeanor and dedications and unwavering commitment to the quality. She's our past club board director and current program quality director. And she's excelling Toastmasters roles, including serving as the best division director, best area director, and leading their clubs to number of highest position in the district. And she's 2-time DTM achiever in the pathway and hold record of maximum number of education awards in District 116 during 2019 and 20. By profession, she is a lawyer specializing in international arbitrations and anti-money laundering. And please join me welcoming our Program Co-Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Alal Melmangai. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Am I visible, audible?
Yes.
Audible through mic or?
Yes.
Do I need a mic? Well, your energy was not enough for Toastmasters, but can we have a loud round of applause? This event within such a short duration of ourselves, without all these dedicated Toastmasters who have put in their heart and soul, is not possible. And definitely they deserve a loud round of one more applause. All of it towards the packing note. You will all be busy in packing up. So let us acknowledge their hard work. Whoever had done their services to the district without any expectation deserve big round of applause. It's funny. Before I officially open the meeting, let me make some confession. Yeah? I'm here because of all of you. Seriously. I'm here because of all of you. Whoever looked at me today wasn't so happy. They were like, why are you here? Why you didn't go to convention? I love that love you all have for me. I'm so blessed to be part of District 117. When I say I mean every word, I seriously mean, I truly acknowledge all your support and with all your blessings and continued support, I shall be there attending the next convention. I am all with you. With that cheers, let me officially open training on behalf of all of you. Let us get on to some serious business. Why are we here today? Why are we here today? Can I hear from the brand new Toastmaster, anyone in the room? Yes, sir.
This is a great experience.
Yes, I'm also expecting the same. Anyone else would love to share your expectation of today's on your judge?
The flight has been on the last sunset.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. We are here today to see all these handsome and beautiful faces. First of all, handsome men and beautiful queens here, and we have to learn a lot of things from you because I know you have a lot of experience you want to share with us. Thank you.
The dinner. The dinner is really delicious.
We are here because we are Toastmasters, right? Honestly, We are the one kind of people who love and believe learning is continuous. Sure, you're all here. I know. We have veteran masters who have mastered the alphabet subjects. They are there. We have veteran. We have continuous activities and we have some all new phases. Of course, we are all here. We believe in continuous learning and we also believe what happens in the moments of joy. Gatherings like this, when we have all together, needless to say, we are going to have the maximum possible use. And that's the assurance from your from continuity. If you miss any of these things, if we share your feedback. And we also believe we improve ourselves through feedback. And how many of you have seen district training? Any of you? Three, four, 100. Great. If you haven't seen, go and ask your club. Ask them to share. I'll be trying tonight in the council. These trainings are just for you to have maximum benefits. Please make sure that your presence gives me the assurance that you are ready to read it. Make sure that your friend too gets pass on that goodwill, whatever you have done today, please share with your friends so that we will grow as a what family. District 116, I want it to be the best ever district in the Toastmasters fraternity. It is not possible on your side. I wish that will continue with all your assurance in the form of vociferous applause. Welcome you all to the training session. And in this session, we have a very special person. I have to make some remarks about this person. Well, he did send his introduction to me. I told him, well, I will be using it. I've allowed him to share his journey in Toastmasters goes along with me, rather, my leadership journey in Toastmasters. He had been greatest support behind me, rather pushing me in every activity. So relented many times in putting up my hand for many. You are me one person constantly pushing you from your behind, go for it, something you can it, do it, you have it in you. I will definitely have to give credit that person who you have thought. He had been the assistant division director that role when I was there. And he succeeded my legacy of being the division G director and perform outperform whatever I did as the division director. So professionally, he's an educationalist owning a school in back in Sri Lanka, International. He's a finance professional in Qatar for a decade. And to me personally, he is one go-to friend for any of my requests that I don't want to hear. Whenever I have such one, call this person, Salman, can we? The answer is immediately yes. We will do it. Let's do it. That's it happening. We have a support team. He is the one. This is that. With all your cheer, let's welcome our judges engagement manager. Don't
Thank you very much, Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Alar Melmage. Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you all thrilled? Yes. Now, you all know why we are here. Sergeant at Arms explained why we are here. We have 4 events today, starting with the judges training. We have 2 phenomenal trainers here. And then we have the farewell ceremony for a beloved Distinguished Toastmaster Anita Samantha, who is bidding farewell to Qatar. And then we have number 3, the World Championship of Public Speaking, where we will see it live here, live streaming. And then finally, we will have a contest among us to see who is the best of the best judges for today. Correct? Well, I don't want to take a lot of your time, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have 2 outstanding trainers. Let me introduce to you one by one. Firstly, let me introduce Distinguished Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. He's a past division director, past DTAC chair and president of Philcom International Toastmasters Club. He's a tech-savvy globetrotter and an ethical hacker by passion. Project director working at QDC by career, enthusiastic parliamentary advocate in Toastmasters. Please give a big round of applause to Distinguished Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. The next Toastmaster, next trainer, he is indeed beloved to me, Distinguished Toastmaster Philip Cherian. He is an ardent Toastmaster. You will see him wherever district has contests. He's so into it. I always say, it's because of few people like Philip, Toastmaster Philip, District 116 is surviving and thriving. Participated in international and humorous speech contest as a contestant at division, taken various leadership roles, including the division director and district realignment chair. He's a mentor to many aspiring Toastmasters, including myself in District 116. Please give a big round of applause to District Toastmaster Philip Cherian. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salman. Good evening, all of you, district leaders, all leaders. Good evening. Salman, it's sometimes very difficult when you put such a big burden on me. I'm just someone just like you. Okay. While the presentation comes in, let me ask you, how many of you have taken up the role of chief judge at a club level? Just raise your hands. If you have taken it up at district, region. No, seriously. There are people sitting here who could have been a judge at the, okay, not chief judge, okay. Fine. So looks like many of you here haven't done the role of a chief judge. Do you think it's difficult? It's difficult if you feel shy to come and sit in the front table. Because being a chief judge, you have to be confident and you have to act as if you are in charge of not the contest, of your judges and the conduct during the contest. So first thing is be confident. Okay, let's go into the slides. What do you think would be the basic role of a chief judge for any of the contests, whether it's a club contest, area, division, district? What do you think would be the purpose the chief judge has to fulfill? One is to make sure the contest is conducted without any disturbance, smooth conduct of the contest. Second thing is it's conducted in a fair manner. So these are the two purposes that a chief judge will have to fulfill. It's very easy, isn't it? We can all do it. That was a very weak yes. Yes. See, we have the world champion here, Nisha. Thank you for being here. It's very rarely I can speak to her. It's a very rare occasion where I can speak to the world champion. Yeah. Okay. Before I go there, you're going to have a team, isn't it? To do your role, I don't think a chief judge can do the role on his own. So you're going to have a team. What do you think your team will look like? Will it look like this? No, your team is always like this. Can you tell me who are these role players? No, not Avengers. I'm saying if you have Avengers as your team, what are the roles they're going to take? Okay, judges, ballot counters, tie-breaking judge. Okay. Okay. Just two people I would say would not be in the forefront, which is the judge and the tiebreaker. They are supposed to be anonymous. So they are roaming somewhere around there, flying around. Not very visible. You'll only see the judging sheet with them. But these are the people who are going to help you. You see Thor with a hammer? I would put him as the sergeant at arms. So that the doors are locked, nobody leaves the room. So you need to motivate your sergeant at arms to, because most probably what happens, it'll be a newbie who is made a sergeant at arms. And he will not be confident. So you have to tell him, don't bother, nobody knows you. You can speak to anybody any way you want. Once the door is shut, the door is shut. Okay, same thing to your timers. Tell them you have all the authority to execute your job. So you empower them as your team, and then life becomes very easy. So we get into the planning and preparation. So there's going to be a stage which is before the contest, during the contest, after the contest. So what do you think would happen before the contest? Do you think the chief judge's role starts before the contest? Yes. What would it be roughly? Just out of your identify judges. Very good. Next. Judges briefing. No, that comes after the contest. That is overconfidence. We first need to listen to the speeches, then get the judges' results, then prepare the ballots. Okay. You mean collect the documents. Correct. Collect the documents. Make sure role players are not in conflict. I think you have said most of it. Let's see what is there. So before the contest, we are trying to break the role between the chief judge and the contest manager. Contest manager has certain things to do. So this is the point, Okay. This part is where the contest chair does it. He appoints the chief judge. He takes care of the contestants, verifies the eligibility. I'm not going to go on to that side. I'll talk about the chief judge. Chief judge will have to check about the judges that he's going to have in his team, whether they qualify to be a judge. Then identify the role players. He should know who are the role players with whom he's going to be part of the contest. Who are the timers, who are the ballot counters. And then he has to do the briefing. He briefs the judges. Does he have to brief the timers? So what does he tell them? Yeah, okay. I think you're all very shy. You need to be more forceful. It doesn't matter whether it's a wrong answer, because most of the people who is in your team don't know. So it's about your confidence as the chief judge. So feel free to express your opinion, because if you don't do it here, you'll not be able to do it at the contest. So be more confident. He has to talk to the timers, make sure that they know how to operate the timing device, because most probably that's the first time that person is using that particular timing device, because he might have been in his club where the timing device could be different. So you have to make sure that he knows how to operate the timing device. Second, take him through the timer's guideline and tell him which contest are you going to officiate as a timer. Show him the timing guidelines. Then talk to him that your only role is to take down the notes of the time. You don't look at disqualification while taking the time. You just write down the time. And something very important that I realized recently is when you say 7 minutes, 30 seconds, you don't say he is disqualified. He becomes disqualified at 7 minutes, 31. So don't look at 7 minutes, 32 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So tell the timer, don't mention the person has been disqualified because it is 7:30. Because the rule book says if he goes beyond 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And then one more important thing, tell him the timer sheet has to be given to the chief judge, not to anybody else. And not to discuss the time with anyone. Okay. So you empower him, tell him that this is the secret which you will go when you die with the secret. So make him feel that this is something that he has to hold on to. You know, if you give it to somebody, it's a very sin, you know, a cardinal sin that he has committed. So make sure that he feels his role is very important. And there are two people, make sure that you identify what's the role of the two timers. Who is the prime timer? Who will indicate the timing, change the lights on the timing device, and who is going to take notes. And as somebody mentioned, it's a first verbal or non-verbal. So I give it to him to decide what is the first verbal or non-verbal. Okay. So you have to brief the judges. Then you have to brief the ballot counters. Yes, please. Color cards. Okay. Just make sure that the color cards are also there so that in case of any timing device malfunctioning, they have to use it. So make sure that the timers have that. So to do this, what should okay, I'll come back to that. Then you have the tiebreaker. You have to specifically tell the tiebreaker that you are the tiebreaker and you have to rank all the speakers and to hand over the ballot to the chief judge and not to anyone. While the briefing is going on, you'll also take eligibility. That is where all the judges are going to say, I fulfill all the requirements and sign on it. It will be good to ask them beyond the area whether there is a contestant from your club. Actually, you should do it before the contest. When you are in touch with the judges, make sure you ask them, these are the contestants. Is there any contestant from your club? If there is, then that person cannot be a judge. Sergeant at Arms, it's again just telling them, take care of the door. We need to ensure there's silence here. You have to find out who is the Sergeant at Arms manning the door, who is the Sergeant at Arms taking care of putting the mic, and ask them whether he knows how to do it. Most probably that person doesn't know. It's not his fault. Suddenly he has been made Sergeant at Arms. I think you have a speaker here who has experienced it. So sometimes they teach him how to put the mic. So make sure that they know how to do it. For the ladies, do they have a sling bag? So these all counts. So as a chief judge, it doesn't fall under your responsibility, but for the smooth conduct of the contest, make sure that these things are there. Otherwise, suddenly you'll not have a sling bag and the lady will be speaking and you will hear all kinds of noises because the mic is moving. So make sure you look into all these finer aspects to ensure the contest is conducted in a smooth manner. Then monitor. What does monitor mean? You're an observer. You make sure it is conducted. There's a silence in the room. Nobody is making any noise. If there is, you can tell the Sergeant at Arms, please make sure that there's silence. How are the contestants introduced? So make sure you have a word with the contestant to say, the contestants have to know how they will be introduced, from which part of the stage they will be coming in, from which part of the stage they will be leaving. These are all things that will help for the smooth conduct of the thing. Then sometimes ask the table topic contest chair, do you have the topic? They'll say, oh, somebody else was supposed to bring it. It happens. So make sure it is the table topic contestant who has the topic with the person, correct? And also with the contest chair for evaluation, ask them, is there a test speaker? Because suddenly, oh, you need a test speaker. It happens. So make sure in advance you ask these questions. You don't need to know who the test speaker is, but is there a test speaker there? That person also should be a Toastmaster. You cannot have a non-Toastmaster as a test speaker. So make sure all these are conducted. And then finally, the roll starts. Tally the results. We'll come to it later, how you tally the results. And if there is any protest, we'll look into it. So how many judges do you think you need for a club contest? 5. You need one more, no? You need one. So 5 judges and 1 tiebreaker. How many for the area? Say, the only difference in area is you should try to give equal participation from the clubs in the area. Now going to division, how many judges do you need? 7. Correct? 7 plus 1 tiebreaker. Again, give. Let's say in an area you have 3 clubs. If you're choosing from the clubs, then you have to give equal number of judges. No, that is from division onwards. Division. From area, you can have people from the same club. So if you have chosen 1 judge from a club, then you have to give opportunity for the other 2 clubs to have a judge. Okay, that's what the rule book says. So for division, you said 7 plus 1. And again there, depending on the number of areas, equal opportunity from the areas, if you decide to take that route or outside. Now, as he pointed out, from division onwards, if you are a judge, you cannot have a contestant who is a member of any of your clubs from division upwards. And then for district, how many do you need? 10. Yeah, we can have 10, no problem. But what's the minimum requirement? 7. Okay, let's look at it. So as pointed out, for club, you need 5 judges, 1 tiebreaker, 1 chief judge, 2 timers and 2 tally counters. Same for the area. Area, the difference is, here he just has to be a paid member. Even a new member can be a judge for a club. But from area onwards, he should have minimum 6 months membership, should have completed 6 projects from the old competent communication manual or 2 levels from the pathways. And should not be contesting at any level in Toastmasters. This is a change that has happened this year in the rule book. Earlier, it used to say it's okay to judge at the club level. But now, if you want to be a judge, you should not be contesting from club, area, division, district. No. For the contest that you wish to participate. Let's say I decide to participate in humorous in club contest. Then I cannot be a judge for humorous in any of the levels.
Only for the judges, not.
That's a tricky question. Just note down this question. I'll take it towards the end. Okay. We have a Q&A. Okay, I forgot to tell you. We are going to do this. Then after some 40 minutes, we are going to have an exercise. And after the exercise, we'll have a Q&A. So please note down the questions that you have. Yeah. Because sometimes you will find the answer as we go. And for the district, you will see that you will need 3 ballot counters. It's all. What's the most important thing a chief judge should do? Okay. No, he should read the rule book. So make sure you all download the latest rule book, go through it, familiarize yourself. Because I'll tell you the danger of not reading the rule book. What happens is during the contest season, you're going to call Salman and ask him the question. Salman, he'll call Alarmi. Alarmi will call Philip Cherian. Philip Cherian will call Sham and give you the answer. None of us read the rule book. From experience, we gave you the answer. So it's very simple. Download the rule book. See what does the rule say. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now here we talk about what are all the documents that this gentleman had said. So before the contest, you should ensure that you have the judges' ballot, you have the tiebreakers ballot, you have the eligibility, because when you do the briefing, they sign on the eligibility that they do qualify to be a judge. And it's always recommended to have the list of the contestants, names of the contestant. Why do you think you need the names of the contestants? One is to check. That's a bit too late because we are already there in the briefing, but still. Okay, fine. Next, why do you think you need the? See, in this part of the world, you will find names which are very similar. You will have Sheikh Abdul Qadir, you will have Abdul Qadir, you will have Abdul something else. Two Sheikh Abdul Qadir. That's the reason why he always wins. Babu is many. So what happens? The contestant's name would have given the full name. As a judge, you have to tell your judges, please write the full name as mentioned in the agenda or given in the list of names. Because otherwise what happens? You will not know who is who. So you could have Sheikh Qadir, you could have Abdul Qadir there. And somebody writes Qadir as the winner. It becomes very difficult to figure out who is the winner. So, okay.
There's all this confusion is there.
Yeah. So it's very important that you get the names of the contestants well in advance and it is given to the judges. So they also have a very clear idea of what it is. Sometimes the agenda might have it, sometimes the agenda might not have it. So make sure you have the names of the contestants. Then I told you earlier that we'll have to brief the timers about what is their function. Sergeant at Arms ideally would be briefed by the contest manager or the contest chair, but you still make sure to identify who is the Sergeant at Arms manning the door, who is taking care of the mic, who is going along with the contestants for evaluation and table topics. So make sure you know who is doing which responsibility. Then these are the documents that you need. If you see on your table, each table has got a set of documents, which would roughly be all of this. You will have the judge. You need to make sure that the judges' ballots are there, tiebreaker ballots are there. You have the winner's notification. You have the results form. You have the timers. So these are all the documents that you need to make sure that you have it on the day of the contest. Okay, judges briefing. Let me ask a person who is done at district level, what would you normally do at a briefing? Somebody raise the hands for district. Chief Judge. Can you just tell us what would you be telling during the briefing? Rajesh, Distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh.
How they take the ballot, how we are number two. Number three, we are asking to write the name of the judges' ballot and sign. Number four, we will telling general guidelines how to judge the vote. Not in particular.
Okay, thank you. I think that's what I would also tell you too. You will first thing is you will make sure that all the judges given in your list are present there. You'll have to do an attendance, make sure that all the judges are there. Second is, like he mentioned, get the eligibility form signed by them. Third, identify who would be a tiebreaker, but that's a secret thing. You will not tell everybody he's the tiebreaker. The rule book says that you have to brief the tiebreaker separately, but we don't have time. So I'll do the common briefing with everybody. Then outside, I'll call the person saying, you are the tiebreaker and this is your role, and change the ballot paper which was given. Because initially I would have given the regular ballot. Then I'll take the regular ballot and give the tiebreaker ballot. Now, during the briefing, people will ask you questions. So you'll have to answer questions. But sometimes I found some chief judges, they're learning. They'll ask a senior Toastmaster to give the opinion. Don't do that. You're in charge. Even if there's a Toastmaster who is much senior to you, on that day, you're the chief judge. So don't give that role to the other judge who you think is senior to you, because then you lose control of managing your judges. Now, you'll find a senior Toastmaster who is enthusiastic, wants to contribute. Let him contribute, then say, due to lack of time, I would like to continue, and make sure that you are still in charge. I'm not saying you should be rude, but establish you are the chief judge. I've seen sometimes the chief judge will say, oh, we have X over here. Why don't you talk about judging? I would not accept it. You are the chief judge. You have to take up the role. Then also mention to them, in case of a protest, so please don't leave the hall as soon as the contest is over. You have to linger around here. In case there's a protest, we'll have to meet again. Ask them to write the full name. Again, there might be similar names. The tally counter might not be able to identify which judge is this person. So write the full name and put your signature. I always recommend people to use capital letters, because it's difficult to read each person's handwriting. So if it's capital letters, it's a little more legible. And even the winner's name, I tell them to write the name in the contestants as mentioned in the agenda or on the list, and that too in capital letters. Okay, there are a few things that you'll say, please look at today's performance. Don't look at what was the past, what can be the future. You are here to judge on the performance of this thing. And also we'll tell them you're not in the evaluation mood, you are in the mood, you are as a judge, you're going to give a verdict. You're not going to, after the end of the contest, you're not going to give the person how well you could have done, what was the areas of improvement and all that. So you have to remove that hat of an evaluator. Because sometimes people wants to give some good tips to the contestant. No, today you're here as a judge, you give a verdict, don't get into the role of an evaluator. That's very important that you establish with your judges. Your role is a judge. And during this time, the tally counters will be there during the ballot counting so that they are aware of who the judges are. Now, this becomes very important. In a club, it's okay. All the people will be there around. It's easy to identify them. But for a division and district, you will have a lot of, okay, we all said minimum is 5, 7, but it's always recommended to have more because you could have surprises, some people dropping out at the last minute. So to ensure that you have enough judges, it's always recommended to have more than the minimum which has been mentioned. So to collect the ballots, the tally counters should know where they are sitting and who are the judges. So make sure that they are aware, and the judges are also aware who they should not give it to somebody else. So make sure that they are aware of who the tally counters are. And then there's the protest procedure. You will tell them that during the briefing, if there's a protest, we'll have to gather again. ID number. Yeah. It's a good suggestion, but it's not recommended. And plus, during the contest, we will not have the number there. So that's the reason. But it's a good suggestion. Thank you. You're talking of judges. Okay. I've already mentioned that we'll have to brief the tiebreakers, asking them to rank everybody from the first to the last. So that's what it talks about. Sergeant at arms, we just make sure that he is aware of where the strong room, what they mean is the room where the contestants, table topics and evaluation contestants are taken. Then they have it's very important that you check in the beginning whether the evaluation notes are there to be distributed. Because it is, you can't give any A4 size paper. It is to be with the stationery of Toastmaster International. In the last 3-4 years, they're very strict on that. So make sure you have the right stationery. We talked about the mic and how to put the mic on to each contestant. Silence.
entry. Okay. Now silence is the most difficult part for Toastmasters, isn't it? We just can't keep quiet. So maybe a contest is a time to practice that. Because remember, we give the 1 minute, we said during the contestant speeches, we ask for a 1 minute silence. That's not to give feedback with each other at that time. It's for the silence for the judges to mark their scores. So we have to ensure that that silence is maintained over there so that the judges can think about the speech and put the right marks on the judges' ballot. So I would encourage all of you. Yeah. Yeah. So as a judge, you have to make sure the sergeant at arms makes that 1 minute silence available. But I've seen this, somebody rushing around with that silence. That also becomes a disturbance because now people start focusing on the person who's going around with the signboard, you know. So I think we are responsible enough, we are mature enough not to have that signboard to keep silent. So why I'm telling you this is, you are going to be a chief judge tomorrow. So when you are in the audience, behave as you would expect the audience to behave when you are the chief judge. Now, chief judge role is only to manage the thing, manage the show. He doesn't have a ballot or a vote to say who is a better speaker. He's only there to collect the ballots from the judges and to score them and figure out who is the first, second, and third. So chief judge has no say in who becomes the winner. We talk about protest now or later? Later, okay. Now, disqualification of contestants, you know, when it can, other than protest, how can a contestant be disqualified? It is on eligibility. What is eligibility? That you are a member of good standing. What does it mean? That you have paid your money. Correct? Your membership. I think money. Did you pay the money to the hotel? It's a reminder. So if you have paid your money is one thing. You have to ensure that your treasurer has given it to Toastmaster International. I would have given it to my treasurer. He forgot to give it to Toastmaster International. That means your membership is not valid. So you can be disqualified on that. And you have to maintain this validity throughout the speeches. If you have moved to area, you should still be a valid member of good standing. Now, at the district conference, if they discover that at the club level you were not, and later you renewed, you can still be disqualified. What I'm trying to say is, let's say at the club contest level, you were not, you didn't have a valid membership. Now the treasurer finds out you didn't, he quickly goes and pays. By the time the contest is over, now for area, division, district, you are qualified. But if somebody discovers that at the club level contest you were not valid, then you could get disqualified at the district. Okay, so make sure that your membership is valid. So confirm with the, I don't think now you need to confirm. You can go to Toastmaster International website and figure out whether your membership is valid. Then you could get disqualified on time limits, that if you have gone beyond the time. And the other is on originality, which we will speak later. So here we are just trying to say one member, one area contest of a given speech. You cannot participate in multiple area contests. You can participate in multiple club level contests. I could go participate in Philcom. I could go participate in ICC Advanced, maybe in Talking Matters if I'm a member. I could, but I have to decide from which area I need to go. So you can participate in multiple clubs, but from area you can only participate in one area. Is that clear? Okay, so now we come during the contest. I think we have already spoken about it. We said we have to make sure all the role players are there. Now, this is very important. You should also talk to the contest chair and ask the contest chair, have you done a briefing? Sometimes you'll be surprised. The contest chair has a wonderful script to read out during the contest. The contest chair doesn't know the names of the contestants, doesn't know what's the speech title. As a chief judge, we don't need to teach them, but we need to teach them the importance of briefing. Why do you think it's important to brief the contestants? To prepare them. They are actually signing in a eligibility certificate to say that their speech is substantially original, that they have a valid membership. So there are 2-3 things they are saying and they are signing. So in case of a protest, that person cannot say, I didn't know. I know many of us blindly sign it, but still I have signed a document which says that I agree to 1, 2, 3 things. Otherwise, what will happen is the person will say, I didn't know, I didn't sign any document. What are you talking about originality? No, you'll have an unnecessary discussion with that person. So you have to tell the contest chair, your responsibility is to brief the contestants, tell them what time they have to be there. Sometimes we have briefing a day or 2 before. That is only for operational purpose, to get the order of the speaking, so that this can, during the contest, you have the list of the contestants and the order of the speaking and all that. But still, you have to do a briefing at the contest. Why do you need to do it at the contest? Just before the contest, why do you need to do a briefing? To ensure everyone has come. Because what happens is, the contest chair goes on to the stage and says, contestant number 1, Sheikh Abdul Qadir, he is not there. And then they'll ask the contest manager, where is Sheikh Abdul Qadir? Actually, it's not the contest manager, it is a contest chair who should know where is Sheikh Abdul Qadir. That person should have caught Sheikh Abdul Qadir and say, in 10 minutes, the briefing is started, you're not here, where are you? He'll say, I'm in Said. Now, let's say Sheikh Abdul Qadir is not there. What do you do? It's too late. So if that's the reason, they should have spoken to Abdul Qadir earlier. Will you be there for the briefing? Will you be there? Do you have any difficulty? We don't need to say that. If Sheikh Abdul Qadir says, Philip, I'll not be able to make it there, then I'll ask him, can I put your second place member to come and take the draw and attend the briefing? Now, on that day, it's too late to call the second place winner. So, as a contest chair, well ahead of the contest, you have to communicate with the contestants, make sure, when are you planning? Because sometimes if I ask Nisha and Sheikh Abdul, they'll be surprised to be told tomorrow you're having a briefing. So that should not happen. They should be very well aware of when the briefing is happening. And they have to fill this form. They have to give you the name of the speech topic, speech title, and all these things. So it's a contest chair's responsibility to know who the contestants are, make sure that they attend the briefing. In case they don't attend the briefing, who will be part of the briefing? Now, let's say Sheikh Abdul Qadir, I'm sorry, I'm using your word, you're sitting here. So let's say Sheikh Abdul Qadir tells me, Philip, I'll not be able to attend the briefing. So I find who's the second place winner. How do I know who is the second place winner? So this is where the notification is very important. So at the club level, the chief judge will send who are the winners to the next level, to the area. So the area director or whoever is running, contest manager will know who is the second place, third place. Similarly, from area, you send a winner's notification to the division. That's how the division knows who are all the winners. And similarly to the district. So as a chief judge, most times this document is not done. So you have to ensure that this documentation of winners notification, we stop at results form. We have to do this boring job of listing everybody there and saying what is the order of the winners. So make sure you do that. So now I know who's let's say I'm the contest chair, I know who's the second place. Now I call him up. He can come and take the draw on behalf of Sheikh Abdul Qadir. And he also has an opportunity to speak if Sheikh Abdul Qadir doesn't come. So he comes prepared. On the day of the contest, Abdul Qadir is still not there. The contest chair goes on to stage and announces Sheikh Abdul Qadir. Abdul Qadir is not there. Now, the second place winner can be the contestant. If not, Sheikh Abdul Qadir is disqualified because he is not present when the name was called. Okay? So that's the reason why we have to ensure the contest chair does this briefing with all the contestants. He also has to know whether this particular speaker has got a prop. And it is a responsibility of the speaker to take care of the prop, but he should be aware so that the sergeant at arms also knows that there's a prop. So this also has to happen. Fine. Okay, that's it, I think. This is all for the contest chair, but as a chief judge, I would go and ask the contest chair, have you done these things? And I will physically check whether the eligibility certificate has been signed. Because sometimes when you ask for it, they'll say, no, I don't have it. So make sure you ask them to show proof. They can send you a WhatsApp of the eligibility signed by the contest chairs. It should be submitted when you're called for the briefing. Let's say a briefing happens 2 days before, you're supposed to submit your eligibility certificate at that time. If you're unable to come, the case that I said, then if the briefing before the contest. If you still don't, then you lose your eligibility to give that form. No, he cannot. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is how the ballot bottom part looks. How are we on time? 8. I'll take 10 minutes more. Okay, this is how the ballot will look like. So make sure you write the names of the contestants. Now here the winners are contest C, A, and B. You should not have a tie. If there is a tie, you have to break it. Write your name and sign on it. And send only the bottom part. Don't give the whole sheet to the tally counter. By the way, I'm not talking about online here. It's a physical contest. I'm not going into the online part. Now, once you receive this, as a chief judge, you're going to receive this ballot from all the judges. Ballot counters will be collecting it. Now, what is it that you should collect as a chief judge? Tiebreaker. What more? Timer. These 2 things you have to collect. Keep it with you. Then, with the help of the tally counters, they are going to put the marks here. So you would have seen here, it says here,
You can take
first
this.
place 3 points, second place 2 points, third place 1 point. Now, based on that, the tally counters will come here. They will list the names of the judges in the horizontal lines, and in the vertical lines, they'll put the name of the contestants. And depending on who came first, they'll put 3 points, 2 points for the second, and 1 point for the first place. And once they do that, they will total it up. I normally ask the first tally counter to do it once, then ask the second tally counter to check it 1 more time. If you still want, you can check it. And then you tally it, and then you will figure out that there is no need of a tiebreaker because it's a clear winner, first, second, and third. So you're not going to use the tiebreakers, judge. But after the tally counting is done, then you take out the timer's report. And then you check, is there anybody who has been disqualified? And then you disqualify. You don't disqualify before. You do the tally, finish the job, then you figure out, is there a timer's disqualification? And then you remove the person who has been timed out. Now, this is a case. Do you want to take this case? We'll do it later. Okay, I'll tell you. Now, this is a case where there is a tie. Because here it says scenario 1, there's a tie between Ahmed and Joseph. Both have come equal marks and they are on the top. And then you have Rajesh and Yusuf. Now, this is what the tiebreakers judge says. They have ranked Rajesh, Matthew, Ahmed, Yusuf, and Joseph. So what we do is we figure out in the tiebreakers ballot, who is above who? Is Ahmed above Joseph or Joseph above Ahmed? So here you will see Ahmed is above Joseph. So therefore, Joseph becomes second place. Ahmed is first, Joseph becomes second, and the earlier second becomes third. You don't take the points given by the tiebreaker, add it, and then figure out the thing. The tiebreaker's ballot is only to figure out who is above the other person. So that's the only role of the tiebreakers. Now, the next one is where there's a tie for the second place between Rajesh and Yusuf. Again, if you go here, you'll find that Rajesh is above Yusuf. So this is the result that you get. Is that clear on tiebreaker? Yes. Oh. Hello.
To know that many of the chief judges, that include many senior Toastmasters as well, I'm sorry to say that, what they do is they tally everything, and at the end, they look at the tie breaking. And as for the tie breaking judges' ballot, they pick the winners. So it doesn't matter what the tally score was. So I want you to please explain this, in properly, because we have a lot of new people here who they don't understand this concept, especially the tie breaking thing. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Nisha. I think she touched upon a very important topic of how do you treat a tiebreaker's judge. So we go back to this case. You have a case where this is how your tally counting sheet will result. And let's say here in this case, you have a 16 and the contestant E is also 16. And that's the reason why here you have Ahmed and Joseph tied. So imagine Ahmed and Joseph get the same number of marks. Is there any doubt on why they get the same number of marks? It can happen. Correct? There's no question. Now the question is, how do you figure out who is the winner? So I earlier told sometimes chief judges, they take the tiebreaker's ballot. Oh, okay. They'll take the tiebreaker's ballot and they'll put judge number 8 and they will put what is the marks given by the tiebreaker. And then total it and figure out who is the winner. I discovered it because one chief judge called and told me I used the tiebreaker's judge and I still have a tie. I said, how can that happen? You cannot. Tiebreaker is to break the tie. And that's when I realized that person had put on number 8 tiebreaker, put the marks for the winners according to his ballot. So that should not be done. Are we clear on that? Now, what Nisha highlighted is, now there's a tie. They ignore the whole tally counting sheet. They look at the tiebreaker and say, according to tiebreaker, this is the first, second, and third. That's what you meant, isn't it? Which is also wrong. So what you should do is first finish the tallying, figure out you have a tie. If you have a tie, take the tiebreaker judge's ballot and figure out for the people who have been tied, which person is above the other person. I think this example is clear. Any questions? No. Here in scenario 1, the tie was for the first place between Ahmed and Joseph. So you check here and figure out, is Ahmed above Joseph or Joseph above Ahmed? It doesn't matter in which ranking he has come. So here Ahmed is in the 3rd place, Joseph is in the 5th place. It doesn't matter who came first, second, and third here. We are only looking at whether Ahmed or Joseph is above each other. Okay, so we figure out Ahmed has come above. So we now say the result is Ahmed is first, second is Joseph, and third is Rajesh, because Rajesh was earlier 2nd place. Correct? In the second scenario, the tie is for the 2nd spot. We do the same thing. Clear? No, this is a different result. We are giving you a different result. We are saying the first place is Matthew, 2nd place tie you have between 2 people, and third is another. Forget the first scenario. Okay? And then you come up. We are going to do exercise and it will be very clear for you. Before that, we wanted to tell you how to use the tiebreaker's ballot. Now, quickly, you'll have to do the results form where you'll have to say whether there was any time disqualifications. So if you see here, if there is a time disqualification, you will have to tick on yes and write down how many time disqualifications you had. If you did not have a time disqualification, you will tick on no. If you had a protest and there was a disqualification, you will say there was one disqualification on the basis of originality. You will not write down the name there. The contest chair is supposed to announce this when he or she is announcing the winner, saying that this particular contest, we had 2-time disqualifications and 1 disqualification due to originality. Now, one thing that I always do is this results form doesn't say whether it is international table topics evaluation. Now, when they are reading all the results together, recently it happened, they read the wrong one. They said international speech and they read the humorous one. So I would recommend all of you to write here, because the contest manager, or you could have given it to the wrong contest manager, and he will, and if that contest manager didn't figure out that these are not the people in my list and goes and reads out. So I'll recommend all of you. I always do it. I write on the result form that is, this is for international, or it is humorous or table topics or evaluation. Sometimes you would be, I will always recommend you when they call you for GF, don't take more than 2 contests. I'll explain to you why. If you have 4 contests, and if you are the chief judge for it, you don't have time to do tally. And it's a big rush for you to do the tally. So what you do, you either take the first and the third, or second and fourth. So after the first, you have ample time to finish your tally. You don't have to hurry, take your time, finish it. Then after the second thing, a second contest, you take the third. So make sure you don't become a superhero and try to do all the 4. Okay. Another recommendation that I'll give to you, have separate sets of judges for each contest, because judging is a tiring job. There's something called calibration. You do international, from international, suddenly you jump to table topics to humorous. So make sure at least they also have this first and the third contest, so that they also take a break in between and do the next one. These are things recommended. Sometimes you will end up with the same set of people. I find it's a tiring job to do the judging continuously. So if possible, make sure that you have 2 sets of judges to do the 4 contests. So this is what it is. And here, remember, you are writing the 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place. So check with your tally counters. Is this correct? Did we do it correctly? Don't put the first, and also remind the contest chair, this is in the order of 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, so that they don't read it incorrectly. This is the notification to winners, because in the previous one, you only wrote the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Here, you're going to rank all the speakers. Who will not come into this ranking? Disqualified. People who are disqualified on time, people who have been disqualified on originality will not come into this list. Only people who have qualified, but who may not have come in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will still be here. Protest, we said it is on originality. Okay, well, I think I'll explain the protest here. Okay, quickly, or we'll do the protest later. Yeah, we'll take it up during the question answer session. So now we'll move on to some exercise. I know I've taken a little more time. Apologize for it. Thank you. Let me welcome Shah.
Thank you, Philip. Hello. Hello.
It's on.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Philip. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for assembling today. I don't know, I'm standing between you and the lovely dinner it's going to follow. So it's an hour exercise. Now we have heard from Philip on all the theory, right? In college, we have theory. Now we are going into practical. So you as a chief judge, each and every one of you sitting around the table, treat yourself as a chief judge. Put yourself in chief judge shoe, because you are expected to be a chief judge one day or other. So how will you act, and how we are going to confront a situation because I have given two exercises. We have created a two exercise. You're going to do as a chief judge as a team. So each table, can you please check? You have two sets of paper, one for table topics, one for international. So you're going to be a chief judge for two contests today. One is international, one is table topics. Sorry. No, you should have one full set. Don't distribute the paper because it's one full set. So you'll have 5 ballots. Let's say first we're going to do table topics. For table topics, you have 5 judge ballots, 1 timer's report. Have you see on a screen? I think this is one set which you should have on a table. Can you ensure it? If anything is missing? Yeah, see, you have all this. 5 ballots plus 1 tiebreaker, a timer record sheet, a tally counter sheet which is empty, and notification of contest winners. Which is missing? See, you have 5 ballots and 1 tiebreaker. Sorry, is anything missing? Please raise your hand. For table topics, 5 ballots and 1 tiebreaker sheet and 1 timer sheet. And also winner notification, that's fine, but you should have 1 tally sheets as well. It should be empty, not filled. Okay, let's go table to table. First table, do you have everything? No? Okay, go table to table. Have you got? Look for TT judge in the bottom form. So that's how you will separate it. It's already separated. Okay, which table is ready? Raise your arms. I have some free giveaways. So it's around the world. So that's something who does it first and Fast and Furious will get one. Ready, okay. Table 1 is ready. What's missing? So this is also part of a chief judge exercise to see you have all the ballots before you go into the counting room. This is a part of a due diligence. Okay, shall we? Which table is not ready? Okay, shall we proceed? One at a time. Okay, now. Okay, everybody please settle down. Let's do it together and let's do it right. Because you have a very important responsibility as a chief judge to pick the winner right. Because someone has put their heart and soul into this and have come and competed and judges have made their justice. And you as a chief judge have a bigger role to play to do just that, right? Now you have 5 ballot sheets, right? For table topics? Yes. And judges have marked it. Let's say we have 5 contestants, A, B, C, D, and E. I think 4 only. Okay, 4 contestants, A, B, C, and D. And judge 1, here, you can see TT judge 1 has ranked DCA, right? And judge 2 has marked BAD, and judge 3 marked DBC, so as judge 4 and judge 5. You have all the 5 judge ballot? Yes. Now please pick your tally sheet. Now here you're going to act as a chief judge as well as a tally counter yourself because you should do it first to learn what it takes. So can you please rank these ballots in your tally counter sheet? That's here. This is the tally counter sheet. Please do it as a group so everyone learns. Take turns. It's a team exercise. Yeah, that's a one. Oh no. No. Tally counter sheet. The sheet should look like this. It's all, yes, that's a tally counter sheet. See, it's for international or table topics. Yeah. Pick the table topics one. Kindly everyone participate. So who's writing a table to tally counter sheet here? Someone, yeah, started. Okay. Someone's writing here. One of you can write, but others please participate. Provided maybe new Toastmaster can do the tallies. So, okay, someone's writing here. Okay. TT judge 1, read out. No. Don't start tiebreaker judge. Now go for normal judges. Yeah, please start. Don't you use the TB judge now, the tiebreaker judge. Don't use it yet. Only if it's required, we'll use. No, don't use it until you have tie. Okay. No. Pass fingers. Yes, okay. You have 5 judges. Rank all the 5. Now, once you have filled all the 5 judges, please raise your hand. Don't need to go to TB. Okay, this is done. First table, you may win. Okay. No, please raise your hand if you have done all the 5 ballots. Don't. I'm not going to give a prize for that then. Okay, who got same result? Who got the same result? No, who got the same result? That's my question. Same result, that's about it. Yeah. Nisha's table, have you got the same numbers? Anyone else got the same number? First table, over? Okay, no, I'll come for proof later. You should have got the same result. Very good, okay. Almost 50% done. IPDD table. IPDD table, have you got it? Got it, okay. This table also, this table is first, okay. Okay, you're missing some ballot sheets. Okay, no problem, copy that. You can see, I can't see. Okay, for one time, let's move forward. So now what you noticed, please silence, please. Silence, please. Thank you. What did you notice after filling it? There's a tie between C and D at the score of 8. Now, as Philip has already mentioned, who's the first place winner here? Looking at the B is the first place, clear place because 10, right? And who's the second place? So there's a tie between C and D for second place. Okay, don't jump the gun for third and fourth places. It's only first place cleared off. Second place, we have a tie. So now, please use your tiebreak judge sheet. Now use a tiebreak judge sheet and break the tie between C and D alone. Please don't care about A and B. You should always look only C and D and your eyes should not wander for A and B. Between C and D, whom the tiebreaker judge has ranked. No points here, only ranking. is placed above. So between C and D, A, D, B, and C. Who's above D? Yeah. Therefore, Delhi is above C. D is above C. So look only for C and D, please, because you may go wrong, and we experienced this in the past. No points here, only ranking. So since D is ranked above C, the second place goes to D. And automatically, the third place will go to C. Though A was in third place, A is pushed out of the ranking, unfortunately, right? By the way, you should also have checked the timer sheet. There's a timer sheet. Is there any disqualification timing for table topics? What's the timing guidelines? Timing 1 to 2. So anything beyond 2 minutes, 30 seconds is disqualified. In your timer sheet, can you check any disqualification? So all qualified? Perfect. So now this should be a final result. Have anyone got the same result? Honestly? You got it? Okay, congratulations. Unfortunately, I have only one gift. Okay, since both got, then I'll give 2 all the way from Mount Everest. For you. Thanks for participating. It's a gift. Thank you. Okay, let's see next exercise. Okay, now keep all the ballots what you used aside. Okay, just fold and keep it aside. Let's not get confused. This is the second exercise. Here we have something interesting. Next, Stockholm and Lisbon is coming as a gift. So grab them. So who does it first and right will get it. Okay, now please do away all the table topics judging so it's not confusing. You should have received 6 ballots now. 6 voting ballots and 1 tie break. 6 plus 1. You fold and keep the TT away. You have all the paperwork on this table. Everything is complete. For international, anything missing? No, this don't bother. Counter sheet should be there. Yeah. That's I don't know, they can see. Possible. Tiebreaker for international. Yeah, you can reuse them. Yeah. Okay, have everyone received this? 6 plus 1, a timer record, tally counter sheet, and notification of winner. You have all the papers? You have 6 ballots here. Please make a rotation. Those who did last time, please give the opportunity to others. Thank you. This is all about learning, the opportunity to others. Don't jump the gun. Once you finish all the 6 ballot counting, please raise your hand. Okay, the first table has done it. Is it done? Finish? Yeah. No. This is what you should not do. Okay. Don't write the results. Just tally and keep it ready. That table is done. Yes. No, not it. Not it. No, no. I don't know. First thing I would know is, have you finished it? That's about it. We'll go step by step. Thank you. Okay, the first table has done it. I'm not asking for result. I'm not asking for result. Just have you tallied it. That's about it. Don't jump the gun, please. Thank you. Okay, that table also has done. Okay, 2 tables are done. We'll go to next. Did you get the same result, honestly? Who has got the same result? Sure? 2 tables are done it. Okay, well done. Okay, good. Now the prize is not for getting right. The prize is to answer few of my questions. Trivial questions. Okay, silence. Can we settle down? Quite enthusiastic table. Can we settle down? Please, can you settle down? So we'll continue. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So what did you notice? Now that's a question. Yes, you got 6 ballots, but then why only 5 tallied? 1 disqualified. Why? Where in the rule book does it say that? Where in the rule book does it say that you can disqualify a judge ballot just because he or she has not signed? Invalid. Okay, yes, that's the right word. Invalid because a judge have not signed. Now, here I would like to give a small piece of wisdom. You as a chief judge or your ballot counters, you as a ballot counter. Yeah, can I have silence, please? Thank you. Appreciate that. If you are a chief judge or a ballot counter, you're collecting the ballots, right? Then you come and open during the tally room. You find one is not signed. What will you do? It's a good question. It's a good answer. Yeah. So you'll go to the judge discreetly and ask him to sign. Okay, that's one word. But I'm just getting an answer, then I'll come and give my own. Anyone else? Any different answer? Yes. Okay, that's also very valid answer. Exactly right. Anyone else? Any innovative way? Okay. If you have you received 6 ballots, right? 5 only. Okay, our bad. Okay, you would have received 6. In that, 1 judge have missed to sign and write his name. Okay, both has happened. During those scenario, what you as a chief judge would take a call, or what will you do? Any innovative answer here? One answer is yes, we make it invalid. Absolutely right, as per the rule book. One is very empathic to chief judge. He'll go to the judge discreetly, by the way, and ask him to sign. Okay. Yeah, that's the exact right answer. What I would do as chief judge, because when ballot counters also, you as a ballot counter as well as chief judge, when you're collecting, do a small due diligence. Yeah.
I would suggest not to open it. Just reconfirm that the judge did you sign. Because
okay, that's better.
It would be inappropriate to open it there and check it. So just reconfirm that the judge did you sign it. He says yes, yes.
Yeah, I think he has much more better answer. Exactly. Then and there you can ask him to sign. So he or she would be gladly able to sign because it's human. Sometimes can I? Yes, Litem Rayana. No, as per rule book, you are already qualified. As per rule book, a contest had 6 judges. Just because one getting disqualified doesn't disqualify your contest itself. Contest still valid only. The judging is still valid. Yeah, that's a good myth, actually. Yeah. Yes. It's not a must. Exactly. It's a good thing, but it's not a must because for your contest to happen, you should have 5 judges. You had it. Just because one judge have not signed it, his ballot become invalid. The contest doesn't become invalid. Contest is still valid because he always had 5. Yeah. That's exactly why the reason, as Philip says, always ask them before collecting whether you are signed, just as a reminder. And I think he also mentioned, yes.
See, this is part of your briefing. Tell them how important it is to sign so you could actually ask them to write their name and sign it the moment they get it. Tell them that I have only 6 judges, I can't have an invalid. So after that, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. And the briefing itself will ask them to write the name and sign and keep it with yourself. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Why the trouble? Okay. Now let's move on to scenario. Now, what's the next scenario you saw in this? Is there a requirement for tiebreaker? Which? Okay. Now we'll check that time disqualification. Not time disqualification, it's a timer sheet. Okay, let's name it right. Timer sheet, what did you notice? Why? What's a qualification? 7 minutes and 30 seconds. 31st second becomes disqualification, as Philip mentioned. 7:30 is okay. So he or she has been disqualified over 2 minutes. Right? 3 minutes. 3 seconds. Sorry, 3 seconds. So with that D going off the mark, we have to strike the D off from this table. Yes. Anyone can correct me. Yes.
If there is any time equipment problem happened, as per the rule book, there is a 30 seconds allowed. So assume that the fourth candidate has got this problem and he has finished in 7 minutes 33 seconds, and there has happened a equipment problem where they have used the color card. So how do we consider?
Appreciate a question. Really very valid question. Really good question. Let's say as a chief judge, we as a chief judge, always we instruct a timer not to mark any qualification, disqualification in his or her time sheet. Please, that's not the duty of a timer. Timer's duty is only to record the time factually and correctly. Yes, it's up to the chief judge to decide whether there was a technical glitch, there was any glitch that happened, because the rule book does allow 30 seconds grace period for the speech. Let's say in this, even contestant D itself, why to take 4? The contestant D had a glitch. So chief judge had the prerogative to allow the 30 seconds grace period and make the D contestant qualified. Am I clear? Yes. So always the chief judge will take a call on the qualification, disqualification, be it originality or be it in the time disqualification. It's not for the timer. Many times I've seen timer. I won't blame them. Probably that's where the importance of briefing comes into place. Ask a timer to write just a time. No need to write qualification, disqualify and all. It's not a part of the timer. No need to write also. So the chief judge should take the call, because chief judge is the one who's monitoring, as Philip has mentioned this slide, monitor the contest. Monitoring, if there's a time glitch, he will note it down and he will give that grace period, right? Grace period doesn't count 10 seconds, 20 seconds, always 30 seconds grace period. So that means only contest D would have got 30 seconds grace period. That means if he or she has completed before 8 minutes, he is qualified for ranking. Is that clear? Apparently, yes. No. If you have two timers, one is a recording timer, one is a timer who's going to manage a device. Both should not do the same thing, right? The one of whoever has done that one, that's a recording timer, time sheet is what we're going to consider. And he or she is the one who's going to hand it over to the chief judge. And you as a timer, during briefing, please ask a timer, even in case, chief judge, it so happened even with me, I forgot to take the timer sheet because of something that's happening. So ask a timer to please come and give the timing sheet to the chief judge in case if it's forgotten taken. Yes? Any more? Shall we proceed? Okay, now one getting disqualified, now ranking has changed, right? If he has not been disqualified, let's say chief judge, the chief judge is giving 30-second grace period, the whole result would have changed. See the fate, the contestant fate depends on this one single sheet. Please bear how important your roles are. Your roles means your chief judge, your tally counter, timer, all the three play a very vital role because contestant's fate is in your hands. Please do that briefing and ask them to play diligently. If that was not disqualified, that contestant D would have got the second place. Probably he might be representing the division, the district, because 2 goes to the district, if I'm not wrong. So that's how the fate had it. Now, first place winner is clear. Who? Contestant B with a score of 11. Now, just because contestant D is off, is disqualified, contestant C and A becomes, there's a tie between C and D. If not, the tie would have happened to which place? Anyone can answer? If D was qualified in the scenario, there's no fourth place. Yeah, no, my question is in which place the tie would have happened? Third place, exactly. Yes. If contestant D was qualified, the third place would have had a tie. Now, the second place. No. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. You're right. I mean, contestant E is there. I missed it. Yes. If contestant D has qualified, there's no tie. Right? No, there's still a tie. Why? For fourth and fifth place. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Nalina was right. So fourth and fifth place, because that will come into importance when you're filling your notification form. Because notification form, you have to fill all the contestants. Yes. Now, just because D got disqualified, now E becomes second place and third place, you have a tie now between A and C. Now, in your tiebreaker judge, who has been marked where? Here again, I reiterate that always look only A and C. Don't bother about D, P, E anywhere. Only between A and C. And don't. That means this is your tiebreaker sheet. So now look only for A and C. So A is in second place and C is in fifth place. No, you should not look like that. Don't look under placement, right? Only see who is ranked above whom. That's about it, period. And after that, tiebreaker judge not to be used. Okay. So now A has been ranked above C. So A becomes third place. And what happens to C? No, not disqualified. Fourth place. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not placed within the three. See, that's a fate. Yes, that's why I say this time sheet, this tally sheet is very important. So is this clear? Anyone have a disagreement on this or how we should do it differently? Any innovative way? No? This is how the Toastmaster rule book stipulates, and let's stick with that. So what you had received is one incomplete ballot. That's judge number 6, which you disregarded. And you had a tie in the tally sheet. You broke the tie because you used the tiebreaker judge. And then there was one time disqualification. You had all the things what can go wrong in a contest, right? Okay. What else can go wrong? Oh, that should not be. Please, come on. What I was saying, contestant fate is in your hand. Please don't see that arithmetic mistake happens. That's why we have 2 ballot contests minimum, so that each will cross-verify. First, let's have a round. Take your time. Again, please do not rush. As a chief judge, while tallying, even the contest manager rushing you, please do not judge, because you're doing absolutely very important role, because the buck stops with you. Can you sink? Does it sink in you? The buck stops with you. Please take your time, even twice or thrice, verify it, and then make your results form. Next one is protest. Okay, everybody's now. How did you get the prize? Who did first? Okay, there's too many ties. Now district will give it in the detect. Okay. We have FAQs. Okay. There are a few more questions. We'll judge who has answered most of right. Then I'll give the prize. So with that exercise over, okay, relax yourself. Are you now confident? Mainly a new chief judge, about to be chief judge. Are you all confident? It's clear? So whatever Philip said, does it make sense now? Yeah, it makes sense, right? Okay, thank you so much. And very well, DTM PQD, you got so much of chief judges with you. Thank you. All the best for DTEC. Thank you. Okay, now some FAQs, some very interesting FAQs. Let's see who answers. Who is ineligible to compete in any speech contest? Right? Sorry? Okay, you are giving the answer. I thought there was some grammatical mistakes there. Okay. Now this is a long list, so I'll just go through. But I highlighted something which was new last year. The candidates for district position elected, because earlier, before that, old school says even if you express your interest itself, you get disqualified. But that has been changed. So this is all. That is district director, program quality director, CGD, admin manager, all the ExCom of district cannot compete. And incumbent division director, that is the district officials. District officials are the area directors as well as the division directors. All this are not, won't be able to compete. And also a member who is saying the 7th point, you can see the members who are serving a contest official or presenting an education role in the contest in which it's going to be held. That means you cannot be a timer and run and then compete and come back and do the time. No, you can't do that, right? And Yeah, in club, we do that, not in contest, but club meetings we do. Sometimes we just swap the roles, but in contest, no, it's a big no. Again, also in club, we have a practice, the contest chair also sometimes act as a contestant in a different contest. Let's say there's a club contest. We have international and table topics. International contest chair could be a contestant in table topics. That's possible. But in area contest onwards, never. And that's very clear in the rule book. A contestant of that event, the name they may specify is event. Area contest is an event. Area contest can happen in 2 days or 3 days also, but still all is considered as one event. If you are contestant in table topics, you cannot be a contestant in any contest of that event. But you can be in a division contest, but that's a different event. Is that clear? Yeah. So event and the contest is two different terms. What does the rule book mean when it says, it's a very interesting one. You can have a very subjective answers. Substantially original. What do you mean by substantially original? Yes.
I think substantial original, like no idea can be original because we always build on ideas from each other. But we need to actually have the added flavor is around 70 to 80%.
Yeah, I will refine your answer. Your answer is right. The
Yeah,
refinement is
do.
that yes, as you said, not everybody can be Einstein at the same time. We do get inspired by the ideas. And if you're borrowing a quote or something, you always quote them in your, so that acknowledge them, so that you quote them, acknowledge them, and then say, this is so and so said. And then you can do the speech. That's fine, perfectly fine. But that's also percentage which mentioned in the speech rule book. That is 25%. 25. So 25% of your whole speech can be quoted. Without quoting, 0%. Is it clear? Without quoting, if you talk, it's 0%. You can't do anything without quoting because that means you are owning that. You can't own that. But again, 25% you can quote and do. Now, Sheikh might ask, how do I calculate or count that 25%? I'm sorry, still the AI will be developing on that one. Probably pretty soon we'll have an AI who will be analyzing the speech, right? Like Speezy or we have what AI? Udly. That will be analyzing speech and giving you result. The times would come. But for now, it's all human. Yeah. You don't have anything. Yeah. Okay. Contest A. Okay. Now the protest comes. Now we can participate. Contest A, lodging a protest. Contest B, speech originality. Yes. As a chief judge, how will you manage the protest? So there are two options. One is protest lodged after the contest was adjourned, or a protest lodged before the contest was adjourned. Which one will you entertain? Before the contest is adjourned. So what is a contest is adjournment is? Can you define it? But let's say we have a district annual Toastmaster conference, which happens in 2 days or 3 days, right? The contest is getting at the third day. Third day is where the prize distribution is happening. So when is the contest adjournment? Is it a third day? Okay. Thank you. The right answer. That means each contest is adjourned immediately after it is finished and the contest chair distributes the participant certificate. That means the chief judge would have collected the ballots, would have left the room, and then the contest chair can distribute the participant certificate, and then he will bang the gavel saying the contest is adjourned. That is the contest adjournment.
I just want to mention, during the contest, it's very common for the contest chair to ask the chief judge, can I adjourn? He doesn't have to ask. When you say, again, there's a question of, should it be 3 minutes? 3 minutes is an indicative time given to collect the ballots from all the judges at the end of the contest. It can be 5 minutes also. The contest chair cannot start unless the chief judge says it's collected. So there's no hurry to finish in 3 minutes. But for the sake of conducting the contest, we have to be time bound. So 3 minutes is an indicative thing. There's no hurry within 3 minutes. You can take 4 or 5 minutes also. Now, you should tell the contest chair in the beginning. You don't need me to tell you to adjourn. The moment I say I have collected the ballots, after you do whatever, you might have a interview, you might give away participation certificates, you are free to adjourn. Many times they wait for the chief judge to say, can I adjourn? So you are not the person who is giving the indication when to adjourn. You're only saying that I've collected, I'm leaving.
Yep. Thank you. So again, the 3 minutes is very notional time. There's no set rules in rule book saying 3 minutes the contest will be adjourned or contest chair can participate. Contest chair just wait for a chief judge to give a signal and then he or she walks out of the room with all the ballots. So that's an indication for the contest chair to carry on his or her business. It is very nice.
This chair, right?
No, chief judge would only stop the announcement of result, not the contest adjournment. Contest adjournment will happen. Good question. Yes, this doubt might cloud many of you people. So contest having protest or not, it will be best known only to the protestee who is protesting it or the one who on whom it's being protested and the chief judge. Then will taken on to the judging panel and no one else knows because this is very confidential matter in a protest. So contest adjournment, again, I've seen a contest which has been waiting for the chief judge to come and say that protest is valid or not. No, that's wrong. Yes, contest adjournment will happen naturally. Any protest happens, that will happen behind the doors. So clear? No one will get to know it and no one should get to know it also until the result has been declared. Sure, many in fact, yes.
See, I just want to elaborate on what Shyam said. You have a protest. You still will have to do the tally counting. You will finish your job of tally counting. And before you declare the winner, write down the names of the winners, then you take up the protest. Now, what do they mean by saying you can protest before the adjournment? You can raise your protest with the chief judge anytime during the speech contest. I'm not asking you to get up immediately while the contest is going on. You can send him a WhatsApp. If he doesn't see the WhatsApp, you can tell him, I have sent you a protest in a very discreet manner. And he knows there's a protest. You can also raise your protest with the contest chair. So you have ample time. You don't need to come up with the proof at that time. You have only raised your protest. So we know that there's a protest. And after the tally counting is done, then we start the protest procedure.
This protest is a very fascinating thing. Anyway, we will take some time, 5 minutes. I'll just describe your, yes, any follow-on questions? Yes.
Before adjourning, protest by standing up before the audience and he discloses the protest. So do you consider the protest or not?
Who is that doing it?
The contest. Let's say I'm a contestant A
okay.
and I'm protesting about so-and-so contestant, but I'm openly protesting.
Very good question. That could happen because then again, that's where the briefing comes into play. Briefing the contest chair and chief judge should brief the contestant. If you have any thing like that, you should come in privately and lodge the protest only with the chief judge or the contest chair. Only these two people are eligible to receive the protest. If someone does that one immaturely, that's unfortunate, but again, the protest would be valid. Philip, you have anything?
We don't reveal who is the person who has raised the protest. Whoever protest can say, I protest due to 1, 2, 3 reasons. Then we discuss with the concerned contestant that there's a protest on your speech.
I think his question is if they do it publicly.
I think it's appropriate to do it. Don't think. Maybe see, just because you raised a protest doesn't mean the protest has to go through. It could be. So it's always good to do it discreetly rather than saying it. And it's about your fellow contestant may have done it out of ignorance. So you have to give that benefit of doubt for that person. So from a Toastmaster, the values of rice, I think we should not do that.
Yeah, that's as a values what Toastmaster system believes in, you also need to respect it, right? As Philip mentioned it, I was about to touch that one. Just because someone has protested, it doesn't mean the protest need to be valid. There are many instances in protests, I have invalidated the protest itself. Yeah, the protest didn't have the substance. What is a protest? Protest on eligibility and originality. Eligibility would be the case of the contest chair to check what is eligibility, whether you're a paid member or a club is good standing. Both of this should be valid, both together, not either one, both, right? Eligibility is taken by the contest chair. When it comes to originality is where all this drama might happen, right? Many times, as I said, we have invalidated right at the district level itself. When I was chief judge, one of the protests was lodged in the international contest and that was invalidated then and there because it didn't have the substance. Now, the onus of proving the protest to be valid is on whom? Exactly. The one who's lodging the protest would have the onus of proving it's a valid protest, not on the contestant who is being protested on. Is it clear? The onus lies on the one who is raising the protest. So he or she should come with a substantial proof. Now, who can protest? Yes, voting judges, not the tie-break judge. Voting judge and the contestant. Only these two people can protest. No audience, no one else can protest. Including the chief judge cannot protest also. Yes? Okay. And at the same time, chief judge doesn't get involved in any protest. Chief judge only is exactly like an US judge, right? The jury will decide. Judge is there only to facilitate the protest and see the protest is being carried out diligently. Yes? Yes, that's a good point. Thanks. Now, in the current rule book, in this rule book, one more they added. See, protest, these two are protests. That means eligibility and originality. Whereas one more protest is that it's not a protest exactly, but someone can point it out. If he or she, a contestant, should not refer to any other speech in the same contest. And this year rule book has also included the contestant also. Let's say Dita Misha is a speaker, and I'm also a speaker. It's not only enough for me not to reference her speech, even if I refer to her as a person, that calls for protest. That's new in this rule book. Is that clear? Last year also was there? It was there. Okay. So thanks for correcting. Yeah. Yeah, that is eligibility for international speech is earlier we used to have P6 completed in the CC manual, but now it should be DTM from the traditional manual or the level 2 speech from the pathways. Yeah, that's also new. I think these changes in the rule book might be covered in the judges training. Yeah. So now someone has protested. The chief judge, as chief judge, I have received the protest. What I'll do, I'll just silently, first, as Philip said, first we have to do our duty. That is, tally the result, even rank the result, rank it and keep it. And then you entertain the protest. You take the protest and then you will call all the judges in a secret room. So you should agree with the judges a code word or something. So once you give the code word, they should come. Don't come and say, okay, all judges, we have protest, please assemble in so-and-so room. No. Again, as I said, everything should be done very discreetly, smoothly, because as the protest may not go through. It might get defeated. First defeat is at the chief judge level itself. The chief judge don't have a substantial evidence. Chief judge can nullify the protest. Yeah. And then no, I'm sorry. Chief judge cannot nullify the protest. I beg your pardon. It's wrong. Chief judge, as I said, chief judge cannot take any role, right? All that he will do is he will entertain the protest, take to the room, ask the voting judges to see the evidence what's been given on the protest and take a call. And there the judges, all the judges will vote for it. Let's say we have 5 judges. 3 is for the protest and 2 is against it. Who wins? 4. 3, that's a majority, right? As a parliamentary procedure, majority. No, that's after that. Once a protest goes through, 3 has voted, yes, it's a valid protest, right? And 2 has said it's not a valid protest. Or the other way around, 3 has said it's invalid and 2 said it's valid. Then what will happen? Invalid, and the chapter is closed there. Then there's no more taking further. So it's closed, no one knows. And also chief judge will tell judges, please keep it to yourself. Don't disclose or discuss this to anyone. And everybody walks away home. They have to beg the tie. Again, good question. I appreciate that question because it has happened in my case also. Chief judge is not a tiebreaker judge at all. Don't act a big daddy here, right? You don't come and break the tie. Just because 3 agrees, 3 doesn't agree, chief judge say, okay, now I cast my wildcard vote. Okay, I go with this group. No. Chief judge has absolutely no role. He is such a dummy, but a very powerful person, right? At the same time, no, tiebreaker judge is not part of this voting at all because tiebreaker judge remains confidential even to judges. Even to judges in judge briefing, you see, that's why they ask not to call tiebreaker judge, but we do call, but we don't declare who's a tiebreaker judge. No one knows it. So tiebreaker judge is off the record. Now, good question. Now, how can we go ahead with any innovative way? Yes. You go on voting till cows come home, till break a tie yourself. That's the only way. There's no other option. You have to tell judges, please, we have to go home. So break the tie yourself and take a call. That's the only option. Is there any other option? No, unfortunately, no. No, you can't do all the drama. No. So judges have to break the tie. Let's say 3 judges have voted out of 6, 4 has voted yes, the protest is valid on originality, and 2 didn't. So then we'll take to the next step. What is the next step? Is we will discreetly call the person on whom the protest has been made on. Discreetly, again, I use the word discreetly because it's very sensitive matter, right? And then give the opportunity for that contestant to defend himself or herself. That means whether it's a valid protest, so-and-so protest has made, and again, we don't disclose who was done that, who was protested, and we don't involve the person who was protested in any of these activities. He has done his protest, that's about it. What the result is, he has to wait for it. He is not involved. There's no defense lawyers here, right? We just invite the person on whom the protest made, ask him or herself to defend, and we'll give them time. Is that clear? Yes.
He is not present there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can't,
Yeah.
I mean, he loses the opportunity to defend. Simple as that one. Then the voting, the final voting will go without his presence. Because this is an opportunity for that contestant to come and defend and say, no, the protest is not valid, because he will be defending its original one.
Yeah, but in this case, the contestant should be informed that there is a protest.
Only the contestant on whom the protest made has to be informed, and we invited also. He'll be invited. He or she will be invited to the room to defend it. Exactly. It goes to second step. The first step is chief judge has a voting on judges whether protest should be entertained. Once entertained, it becomes valid with the majority voting. Only then the contestant will be called. If not, the contestant won't even know.
No, the contestant is not present there. So
he should be present. That's a duty bond. The contest just over, right? He would be present. He should be present.
No, that's how we can say.
We will give a call and ask him to come. If he doesn't come, he's not able to come. It has happened again. It's a good example. Shalim, okay, I don't want to give an example. That contestant left and contestant said, yes, I agree with the protest. In fact, he concurred with the protest that he has taken it from the internet. And that decision was made very easily. Yes. And he cannot protest over the phone also. That he has to come in person to do that. I mean, defend. Yes. Absolutely.
Can the judge's opinion be overturned?
Exactly. It can be. It can be. That's a whole process. And now, second step is now defense over. After defending, the contestant will ask to step outside. Please, now you may leave. He'll go back safely. Now, again, the voting will go on. Now, judges, do you change your mind? What do you think on the defense? If the judges' jury is confirmed, say something.
Yeah, when the person against whom a protest has been raised, there's not going to be a Q&A session there. The chief judge will tell him what is the accusation, that either your speech is lifted, whatever is the reason. He just has to give his opinion. Judges are not going to question him, why did you do it? Why did you not do it? And all. There's no discussion there. He comes and presents his case and he leaves. There's not going to be judges asking them doubts and all. He's just presenting his case and he leaves. Based on that, the judges take it.
No, that's a very important point. Thanks, Philip. Yeah. Exactly like I watch a Suits, right? That the jury won't ask any question, do they? No. They just listen. All that the contestant has to do is defend himself. There's no cross question. There's no contention. You can't confront the contestant at all, right? You just listen what he or she has said. Now, after he leaves the room, then now the final voting will go on with the 6 judges or 5 judges. Now, who thinks it's a valid protest again? They may be change of mind. After hearing the defense, probably their minds would have changed. They would vote differently or the same also. So then the disqualification will happen. If again the 5 judges out of 3 would say, yes, the protest is still valid despite of the defense, or after hearing the defense, then the contest is disqualified based on originality. Yes. So they have to give the proof, any form of proof. There's no proof. Immediately after protest, during protest itself, he has to give that proof also. So with that proof, only chief judge will take the proof and table it in front of the judges. Yeah. If there's no proof, the chief judge cannot entertain auto. Yes.
You had completed your tally, and then you received this protest.
Correct.
And if this protest goes through, then you will change the results.
Exactly. Yes. Now let's say the first place winner, let's say second place winner has been protested and he has been found to be disqualified on originality. Now third place becomes second, and then the fourth place becomes third. The tally will result.
See, we finished the tally. We didn't write who is the first, second, and third. We finished the tally. We know what it is. We still haven't written out who is your first, second, and third. Based on this disqualification, now you will look at the tally and say who is your first, second, and third. It's not that you wrote your first, second, and third, then strike them.
Your second is out.
You tally and keep the results ready, but you don't write the result form.
Thank
Result
you.
form will be written after that. Yes. It's entertained. It's entertained. Even that's a one way. Okay, how would you communicate to chief judge or contestant if there's a protest? There are different ways. One is yes, you can write it there. But again, please ask your judges not to differ or not to refrain themselves from judging. They still have the duty to do, that is rank all the three speakers, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I've seen, again, my experience, just because you have a protest, you say, okay, I have protest, so I'm not ranking. You don't give a blank sheet. Then that will be invalid. Please don't do that. But still the protest will be entertained because you as a judge have the eligibility to protest.
I would say, I would not recommend the judge to write on the ballot, because then the ballot counters also get to see it. They are not aware of there's a protest or not. So, and they should not know who has protested. It is just directly between either to the chief judge or to the contest manager. By writing it there, other people get to know. So they can always come directly in there.
And that's logical. That's why you always have a code word. If that code word is there, probably you just call. Again, don't ask the ballot counters to go and collect all the judges because there's a protest. Again, as Philip said, it's only between the judges and his panel of judges. That is the voting judges.
So after that, that contestants feel that there was some partiality or something. See, there is a provision of appeal like that. Something.
Unfortunately, no. No, it's a good question, valid question. Yeah, why not? But unfortunately, we don't have. So that's why judges' decisions are final. That's about it. Yeah, that's why we should take all this very seriously. Yeah, it may find little thing, but contestants are really given their heart and soul into this speech. So we'll do the due diligence, whatever, because again, that's a fairness to other contestants also. If the originality is something at stake, I always say if there's any evidence of right or doubt on originality, if you feel it's right and you have the evidence, please do protest. There's nothing, because that in that way you're only doing a fairness to other contestants, right? One is doing fairness to the contestant itself and to other contestants. So it's a level playing field there. Any more? Yeah, good question. We do not inform the contestant. We are not bound to inform the protestee. Who's protesting, we don't inform. But however, let's say in a result form while declaring, the contest chair would read out the result and he will just say disqualified. If we don't mention originality also, we just say disqualified. But we don't name, I know, but I thought because in result form only time disqualifications take. There's no other disqualification. We had, okay. But okay, anyway. But again, also it's a right of that contestant who got disqualified to be informed. So again, a chief judge would have an option. Maybe, again, the word in speech, the rule book says it not must, but maybe it's something privately you can inform him. So-and-so have been disqualified, unfortunately, this is what it is. The result could be given, but not needed to give to the protestant. It's again a human thing, just to inform you, courtesy. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. Actually, if the originality has only been identified by the chief judge and judges or contestants, they are not aware, then since chief judge, he cannot protest.
He can't, unfortunately, yes. And you think I'm giving ideas because I'm not part of that idea, right? No, that will be me.
See, we are talking about only two scenarios here, like a protest by the
contestant
or
judges.
No, on the content or, or some originality part, right?
Yes.
And also we are saying time disqualification.
Yes.
There's one other part also, which I have not read the rule book, but this has been last 7 years I am in the journey. This is something which is told, which you are having as a contestant. You may be a triple crown winner.
Okay.
You may be a division director. If you are having that pin also makes you disqualified, right? Who will raise this?
It's a myth. It's a myth. Let me demystify it. There's nothing in the rule book says you can qualify anyone with a pin. For example, a few years before we say we can't even use the title DTM. Nisha would know in international convention, they do use the DTM title. So there's nothing wrong. So they do advise not to use it because they think it might have influence. A DTM pin contestant and without a DTM pin contestant, judges might have a halo effect. Since he or she is a DTM, probably so-and-so. There's no rule stopping that. There's no disqualification. Disqualification is only based on two: eligibility originality and reference to the contestant's speech. Time is again, it takes the own course. Yeah.
I have seen one chief judge like counterfile. He removed the judge's name and he put one, and the winner put one, and he has given this to the ballot counter because he wanted ballot counter should not know which judge voted which candidate. This is recommended.
No, it's not rule book. It's not a good practice also. No,
it
counters should know. That's why ballot counters have been advised to be to keep the result confidential. The timers as well ballot counters are part of the judging team. They should be as confidential as the judges are. So yeah, chief judge doesn't do that one and should not do also.
Should not do that.
Yeah. Only chief judge will keep close to his heart is the tiebreak judge. And tiebreak judge, chief judge will open only when it's necessary. If not, the tiebreak judge would not be opened at all. So clear? Don't open the tiebreak judge and give to ballot counter to count it. That's where the mistakes could have happened, even that counters which we know. So don't open the tiebreak judge until unless it's required. So it's read already. Yes. A few more questions. Okay. I think enough of protest. Okay.
One more.
Wish we don't come across any protest.
One more question. I think
too much of work for chief judge also.
One more question. Actually, we were facing this issue during last DTAC regarding the originality. So nowadays people have started using the AI-based scripts. So how to rectify that kind of originality issues?
Yeah, good question. Again, it's a need of art. Not everybody is tech savvy. What I have a tool which you just put the script and it says it generated which AI LM also, the language model which has been used. And there is also you can make it human also. Those
yes.
The technology is evolving itself. But at the moment we don't have a technology, and all this has to be done within that 5 to 6 minutes before the contest adjourned. So good luck with that. Yeah, that's over. Thank you. You never know. I mean, soon the TA might introduce that tool. Yeah. I used a tool for my research scholars when they submit papers. I used to do that. Okay, so. I think we'll quickly go to few. Okay, few quiz now. You answer it. Again, can a member of audience lodge a protest? No, it's very clear, right? Now you should not have any out of doubt. If there are only 2 contestants in the speech contest, okay, and the first place winner is unable to attend the next level, Philip has already mentioned that. Second place contestant is disqualified. Can we nominate someone else to attend the next level? No. Yeah. If contest has happened, 2 are the winners, only these 2 compete. A third, a wildcard entry cannot happen. It's not a reality show. No. No, it's a good question. Again, no level at any level. Yeah. And if there are no contest has happened at all, nomination can happen. But once you put the nomination back, yes. Yeah. If there are no contest, yes, you have the flexibility. So that's why many contests takes that easier path. They don't conduct any contest so that they can send anyone. That's possible. That's a loophole again. Yes. Okay, contest B lodge a protest. I think we. Yeah. Okay, contest B lodge a protest that the contest A used a music as a prop. As a chief judge, how will you resolve this? Is that a protest? Why it's been lodged by a contestant? Contestant can protest. Yes. Exactly. So using props is not doesn't call for protest, and I have seen people using prop in table topic contest also. So you can't. They have done that one. Yeah, many might know, but it's possible. But there's no ground to protest on those grounds. That that goes the next level of protest. Again, the use of props is the responsibility of the contestant. Again, please let me clarify. The contest manager is not responsible for your props. As a contestant, if you're a contestant, you should be responsible for props, and Sergeant Arms is not responsible. That's why you should inform the contestant beforehand, and it's a must. You definitely need to introduce the contestant that I'm going to use so-and-so prop, and I will have my own men and women to stage the prop and remove it from the stage. It's not a Sergeant Arms job. So you have to agree upon that one. And again, these props have to be installed and reinstalled in that 1 minute gap. No more time can be given just for you to install the form. So please take care of that one, you as a contest manager. Okay, that's again a good question. In case judge shortage, we need 7 in area contest. Let's say we have only 6, 6 plus 1. Can the chief judge, who is also qualified judge, isn't he? No. Why? Because that's a rule. Simple answer. Yeah. As per rule book, the chief judge doesn't participate in judging. As I said, he doesn't participate in voting. He doesn't participate in judging. He doesn't participate in protest. Nothing. He only monitors and governs the procedure. That's about it.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, regarding the number of judges, just a question. Now, for club and area, we have 5 plus 1.
Correct.
And then division onwards, it's 7 plus 1. Does TI suggest that it should be an odd number?
Okay, good. Let's say in area contest, we have 5 clubs.
Yes.
Or 4 clubs, let's say 4 clubs. Either we pick the judge from all the 4 clubs or none of the 4 clubs. That's number 1, right? If you have 4, you have no other choice. It's going to be 4, then you need minimum 5, let's say, right? Then you'll go for outside judges. You can't pick 2 from a club and 1 from each club, but because that's not an equal distribution. Either equal. So this numbers is very number game. If you have 3 clubs, 4 clubs, or 5 clubs, all depends on that. There's no stipulation on the numbers like that. Minimum is 5. After that, any number as you wish. Your lucky number. Simple. And in division also, you'll be picking up. Again, Philip said we cannot pick it up. We can still pick it up. Only thing we can't pick up the judge from the contestant club alone. But still, because you have 4 areas, each area can send the representative equally. Yeah. Okay. Again, I think we have discussed this. I think that's about it. So that's your team, Avengers. Okay. All the very best. So any questions?
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Shyam Sundar and Toastmaster Philip. Please give a big round of applause to these 2 trainers. It was 2 hours and well spent. Thank you so much. I have some information from the registration desk. People who have still not met him, please do meet. Navneet, please do that. And the best part is today we have 65 individuals, Toastmasters who are here, which means that we have 65 chief judges. So we can give some free time to Toastmaster Philip and Toastmaster Shyam. Correct? Thank you so much. With that, let me invite Toastmaster Alormel Mangai, distinguished Toastmaster Alormel Mangai, to award the certificates to our trainers. Toastmaster Philip and Toastmaster Shyam.
Now, how many of you will be chief judges? No, I want to hear yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was, I didn't hear it from everybody.
I think many times so the chief judge is being blamed or the question is got disqualified. Hated the chief judge the most. Please be informed. As chief judge has nothing, no role here, no hands here. Right? He or she is only managing the process to see the justice is being served. So we have become hated for a few times.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And now I will hand over control to distinguished Toastmaster Alarmail Mangai to carry on with the felicitation ceremony of our beloved distinguished Toastmaster Anita Samantha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salman. Didn't I promise you all we will be having one of the most enlightening sessions? We did have wonderful session, and thank you all for your awesome participation. Yeah. And district is now full of enthusiastic learners. That is what I see that. And this trend is gonna change the face of District 116. I'm so confident. With all your support and confidence, let us move on to the next aspect of today's event. There we have the lady of the hour sitting at the back. Can we have the honors of you coming up here along with me, ma'am? Join us here. There it goes, there, all their applause speak how much they all love you and care for you, I'm sure. They're all here not just for the Chief Judges training, not just for the World Championship. It is all for the love we have for you, man. And amidst all her busy schedule, she said, no, it's not required, but we insisted. We won't be missing her, I'm sure. Thanks to social media and wonderful. You may all take your seats. We still have more to talk, and yeah, please, ma'am. So thanks to the virtual world, we will be in touch, but just that we will be missing her physical presence. Before I invite her to talk, we can have a seat for her in the stage, please. Yeah. I'm sure you all will be having a lot of memories you all want to share to her, and I wish we could accommodate everyone's voice to be heard, but due to the time constraints, let me invite one person who can represent all your voices together. Of course, he is our past district director, DTM Rajesh VC, to share his moments of cherish, the moments he cherished with DTM Anita Samantha on all our behalf.
Thank you, PQDA. Good evening, all. This evening, at this point of time, is not so special. Distinguished Toastmaster Anita Samantha is leaving Qatar for good. That is what we say every time, right? But this time she is leaving for good itself. But I wish soon she will be back. That's what we expect. We sent Raghavan Menon also the same way how we were sending Anita, and he came back. And I wish even Distinguished Toastmaster Anita is back soon. By speaking about Anita, there's one thing which we say about Anita is she's an iron lady. I've seen her in leadership role at par excellence. Whatever she does, she leaves a legacy. We are from the same club. One of the important things why I say that I know Distinguished Toastmaster Anita very well is because I've been her driver for a long time. Whenever she go back from Toastmasters meeting, I drop her at home. So the discussions what we have is something cherishing. The icing on the cake with Anita is anytime you request for help, she is there. A perfect example of a good human being and a woman, a mother, a friend, a sister, whatever you want, you call. Anita is something so special. That's why I said this moment is not so good. But when she come back, that would be the best moment for us. If you look at district, she has been a very active supporter of district. When this training was conducted last year, she was there here to facilitate this training. If you look at DTACs which has happened,
Anita plays a crucial role in every DTAC. We can speak about Anita for hours. But I know the dinner is between me, Anita, and you. So I'll stop it here. We wish Anita all the very best. Let her come back soon with greater role in her career. I wish all the very best to Anita. Thank you so much for all your service to the district. We are grateful to you.
Thank you so much, sir. We want to make this moment more memorable. May I request anyone from the audience who'd love to volunteer to sing a few lines for DTM Anita Samantha and help us all to sing along with you. Just few lines. Anyone wants to volunteer? Please. If no one come here, then you may have to cheer to me. There, my favorite, Uttamji. Please make us also sing.
Thank you very much, DTM Alamangi. And she was the one who motivated me to become a member of Indian club. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that. And thank you very much. एक song है हिंदी okay? Everyone, please sing with me. जिंदगी के सफर में गुजर जाते हैं जो मकाम वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं आते। लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, लोग मिलते हैं, फूल खिलते हैं, मगर पतझड़ में जो फूल मुरझा जाते हैं वो बहारों के आने से खिलते नहीं। कुछ लोग जो यूं ही बिछड़ जाते हैं वो हजारों के आने से मिलते नहीं। उम्र भर चाहे कोई पुकारा करे उनका नाम वो फिर नहीं आते, वो फिर नहीं। लेकिन राजेश जी ने बोला है कि वो हम फिर आएंगे। We wish her all the best and we are looking for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shen. With that, let us hear from all our favorite, and I especially call her ma'am. She doesn't like that me calling like that, and she always used to ask me, why are you calling me like that, Manga? It keeps you in distance. Honestly, she's so close to my heart, but this you call it respect or distance or whatever is because I've learned a lot from her throughout my Toastmasters journey. That's why I always keep calling her ma'am. But now I'll not call her. I call her my sister. In Tamil we call Akka. Please.
Thank you so much, D116 PQD, Distinguished Toastmaster Mangai. Thank you very much. Each and every one of you sitting here, I have no words. I came prepared with so many lines, but after listening to Mangai, Rajesh, and the beautiful song by our Uttam Kumar, I'm really moved. I mean, there's no words that I can say which will really express what I feel today. It's been a great honor to be part of this particular Toastmasters fraternity in Qatar. So when I started 20 years back, we were just a division under District 20, I think. 79, yeah, 79. Then we became 20, yeah. So we were just a division. And from there, I have seen the growth of the division to few divisions and a district by itself. So it has been a tremendous growth. And we had such great stalwarts, such great leaders within our fraternity in Qatar, who made sure that Qatar became a district, and today we are proud with 8 divisions. And I'm sure that this will keep growing. There have been so many people, so many instances which has moved me, which has made me the person that I am today. If I have to talk about each and every one of them, it's going to take very long. And like Rajesh said, sorry, I'm not using Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster today. Like Rajesh said, because the connection sometimes, misses when I try to say distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh. So he said, no, like the dinner is waiting for all of us. So I also don't want to be between you and the dinner. I'm sure that all of you have had a wonderful Chief Judges training session under our stalwarts, Shyam and Philip. And I'm sure you must be very hungry. But let me just say a few lines. I came into Toastmasters in 2004, October, under the club, Indian Club Toastmasters. That was my home club, and I'm also a founder member. Incidentally, my husband became a member, and he pulled me in. So I should first thank my husband for bringing me into this Toastmasters fraternity. And it's been a wonderful 20 years journey. Unfortunately, midway, I had to lose him. And I thought that I was never, ever going to come back to Toastmasters. But again, I had a few hearts, kind hearts. I will mention the names here. Toastmaster Bullard, distinguished Toastmaster Virendranath, and Toastmaster Samantha. Toastmaster Samantha is my husband. Toastmaster Mantha Srinivas. I'm not sure if he's distinguished, but he is distinguished maybe. So these 3 Toastmasters made sure that I come back, almost after a year after my husband passed away. They made sure that I come back into this fraternity, and to really make sure that I stay within this fraternity, they gave me a leadership position, or they motivated me to take up a leadership position, and I became area governor. Those days it was called area governor. Today it is called area director. And from there, my second leg of the Toastmasters journey began. So it's been wonderful. And like I said, if I have to say a few names, I have to thank all the members of my home club, which is the Indian Club Toastmasters, everyone, each and every one of them. And also each and every one of the other clubs of which I am a member. I'm a member of ICC Advanced Toastmasters. I'm a member of Doha Advanced Toastmasters. I used to be a member of Tamil, also Doha Tamil Toastmasters Club and NIA Hindi Toastmasters Club. So every one of them I have come across, whom I've interacted. All of them have left a mark in my journey in Toastmasters. So today I thank each and every one of you. All of you here, some faces may be new, but indirectly maybe you have, made a difference in my life as a Toastmaster. So thank you to each and every one of you. And like I said, I'm very sorry if I'm not able to take the names like, Toastmaster Philip, Toastmaster Shyam. All these are the old, when I say old, I don't mean senior. I mean, these so grateful for what I have achieved and what I am today. It is because of this Toastmasters fraternity, which was like a second family to me. I've not just learned communication and leadership, I've also learned to be a good human being. And in turn, I have had wonderful relationships, wonderful friendships, wonderful memories to carry with me. And this will keep me going. And distinguished Toastmaster Rajesh has very high hopes that, I will come back like other Toastmasters. Maybe I will come back, but it will be only for a visit, not for a job or anything. But when I visit, definitely I will come and visit all of you. I hope there is a district event then so that I can see each and every one of you. And thank you once again. And I wish all of you also very best in your Toastmasters journey and in your personal and professional life. Please keep going the way you're going, keep rocking. Back to you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Your word came from heart, touched our heart, and as a token of appreciation or all our remembrance on all our behalf, we have a very humble memento. May I request the
District XCOM, whoever present here to do join with me on stage in presenting the memento. We have DPRM, DAM, and then we have the division directors. Please, all of you join us on all their behalf. Yeah, we will hand over this memento to DTM Anita Samantha. Anyone else would love to join the stage, more welcome. As long as the stage is big, all our hearts are big. You are free to please. This memento goes to DTM Anita Samantha on behalf of the entire District 116.
Yes. Thank you.
I was told by Division B director that we have special bouquet from her home club. All the ICTM members, please join us. Yes, ma'am. Diana, ma'am. Please.
It's a name of marriage.
Can you take one?
Everybody here?
Yeah.
Because we cannot go. That's it. It's going to
Thank you.
How about you?
Yes, with that, let's break for dinner and we'll be back. Yeah. Thank you.
No, I actually find it difficult.
Sorry to disturb, friends. Can we have the group photo now? Or do you all feel we all have already left? Okay. So we'll talk. Okay, please.
Yes.